Question. Is it permitted for a menstruating woman to listen to the Qur'an al-karim, which her husband, her son, or her daughter recites at home? Answer. There is no religious obstacle to listening to the Qur'an al-karim providing that she does not touch it. But a woman with menstrual bleeding is not permitted to go to a mosque to listen to the recitation of the Qur'an al-karim. It is haram, prohibited, for her to enter a mosque in such a state. One cannot enter a mosque without having an ablution, wudu, either. Mawkufat. Those who say, the recitation of the Qur'an at home does not bring thawab, are slandering our religion. It is very thawab for women to listen to the Qur'an recited by a female at home instead of going to a mosque for it. Question. If a mosque has 2 doors, is it permissible for a menstruating woman to enter from one door and go out from the other? Is it permitted to enter a mosque without having an ablution, wudu? Answer. It is haram to enter a mosque or to even walk through a mosque when one is junub and when a woman is menstruating. If one has no other way than the one leading through a mosque, or if one becomes junub in a mosque, or if one cannot find water anywhere but in a mosque, one makes a tayammum, dry ablution. And then one can go in and out of the mosque. Entering a mosque without an ablution is makruh. Durer. Question. If a woman's menstrual bleeding starts in Ramadan, is it permitted for her to eat and drink? Is it sinful for her to eat and drink when her bleeding stops? Answer. If her menstruation stops after the imsak, the time when prohibition on eating and drinking starts. Time in Ramadan, she acts like a fasting person. If her menstruation begins after the imsak time, she eats and drinks secretly on that day. In both cases she has to make up for these fast days later on. However, a woman whose menstruation begins before she has performed a fard namaz does not make up for that namaz. If bleeding stops before the time of imsak and if she has only time enough to make a ghusl and dress up but not enough also to say, Allahu Akbar, before the time of morning namaz, she fasts that day, but she does not have to make up for the night namaz she missed. But if the time is long enough to say, Allahu Akbar, she will have to make up for it. If bleeding begins before iftar, time for breaking a fast, her fasting becomes invalid, and she has to make up for it after Ramadan. If menstruation begins while performing namaz, her namaz becomes invalid. Question. If a woman makes intention in the evening to fast the following day and if her menstruation begins the following day, will she fast on that day? Answer. The fast is broken when menstruation begins, so she can eat and drink. However, she must not eat in the presence of fasting people. Question. If a woman breaks her fast at noon, for which she made intention at night, and if her menstruation starts in the afternoon, does it entail qada, make up for that day? Answer. If her menstruation had not started, it would have entailed kafara, expiation. Similarly, if a person breaks her fast and then if he becomes too ill to observe the fast, it entails qada. Question. Is it permissible for a menstruating woman to fast in Ramadan? Answer number. Question. Is it permissible to delay menstruation by taking pills in order not to miss fast days? Answer. It is permissible. Question. If a woman who is in the Hanafi madhab but imitates the Maliki madhab bleeds for 13 or 15 days, can she resume the Ramadan fast after the 10th day? Answer. Yes, she has to resume. She must resume the fast not after the 10th day but after her habitual menstrual duration. Her menstruation has ended according to the Hanafi madhab, so she takes a ghusl and observes the fast. The fasts she observes are valid, even if she does not take a ghusl, but it is certainly better to fast with ghusl. She must take a ghusl again according to Maliki madhab after the bleeding ceases, that is, after the 15th day. Question. My menses began on the day when I was observing a make-up fast. When my period ends, will I have to observe an additional fast because of my uncompleted fast? Answer. You will not observe an additional fast. Your make-up fast was not completed, so you will have to repeat that fast.